Hello everyone, this is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University, and we're back. I'm an author, psychologist, and speaker, and every week we talk about how to love yourself, others, and a higher nature, how to improve your finances, career, health, relationships, and spirituality. And today we're continuing the mini-series we started last time, Your Reservoir of Invincibility. This is the part of your mind that holds positive thoughts and emotions, patience, peace, love, and confidence. It helps you overcome obstacles and prosper in life. And today we continue with a powerful practice known as Center Yourself in the Hara Part 2. As we discussed last time, the Hara is a point 2 inches below your navel that is the center of your power and intuition, as recognized in Eastern tradition and martial arts. This is where your life energy is stored, your stability, your balance, your intuition. When martial artists are centered in the Hara, no one can push them off balance, even if they're small and frail, because they have that one-point focus. All of their power and energy is concentrated in the center of their being, their Hara. The Hara is also your gut instinct, the part of you that knows what is right, your intuition, your ability to know the future within yourself. So here are some strategies for attaining one-point Hara focus and achieving ultimate success. Associate with people who are calm and controlled, patient and understanding. Spend time with those who have an unrelenting focus and desire to do good. Don't spend a great deal of time and energy on catastrophic or sensational stories seen on TV or the internet, such as the ones involving famous people behaving badly, political scandals, or stories of senseless violence. The sheer repetition of horrible deeds and human suffering can overwhelm your emotional faculties and weaken your powers of concentration. Make sure every move you make has a powerful purpose and is designed to achieve your highest objective. Calm your nervous energy. If you get overly excited or nervous, you use up vital energies, making it difficult for you to focus on what you need to accomplish. Calm yourself down by taking a walk in nature, exercising and meditating, or engaging in a spiritual practice. Relaxing your mind like this can help you come up with new solutions and put your problems in perspective. Concentrate on your successes. Think of how much you have succeeded in the past and can do so again. Be fairly immersed in what you're doing in the moment. This last point is very important. Instead of thinking about the 1,000 things you have to do, focus only on the one that you're doing now. When you're engaged in pleasure or relaxation, fully experience it. When you're involved in work, do the same. Don't try to commingle the two, thinking of play when you're working or thinking of work when you're playing. If you do that, you will weaken your emotional and psychological forces and enjoy neither one. Apply the same principle of concentration in your daily encounters with others. When you shake someone's hand, imagine that your hand contains hundreds of individual loving minds, each having an intelligence of its own. When you put a feeling into a handshake, it shows your personality. It's an expression of your loving energy. This hand of love offers warmth and comfort to the person you're interacting with and draws them closer to you. Practice giving a steady and controlled handshake to others, and you will see how people are attracted to you because of the charisma you project. Also, breathe deeply when you're happy, and you will gain more strength and energy because you associate breathing, the essence of living, with happy emotions. As you inhale, you will feel the power of being alive. You will experience positive feelings such as gratitude, optimism, and love. In the end, your daily goal is to think the deepest thoughts of invincibility, to completely kill your belief in your limitations, to drive away all fears and destructive thought forces. Instead of suffering under the burden of negative thoughts, you will build a strong assurance that every venture you engage in will be successful. By concentrating your forces and attacking at the point where you may achieve a breakthrough, you defeat the feelings of futility, deprivation, and being overwhelmed. You gain inner power in the belief that you can accomplish your deepest dreams. For example, if you're good at verbal skills, but not so good at writing, then you can gear your daily activities to your strength, verbal interactions. The opposite is true if you're a better writer than speaker. To perfect your craft, spend more time writing. Another possibility is that you may have a passion for something that you're not really naturally talented at, but your drive and hard work can help you become very good at it. In either case, your goal is to use whatever ability or talent you have to help yourself and those around you. Here are some useful questions for building your Hara, your essential nature. How would you behave toward others if you realized their powerlessness to hurt you? Behave like that. How would you react to so-called misfortune if you saw its inability to bother you, react like that? How would you think toward yourself if you knew you were all right? Think like that. By asking these questions and answering them in the right way, you maintain singleness of mind. You will be in touch with your energetic center because you're eliminating the extraneous things from your life, such as worry and self-doubt. Instead of focusing on your weaknesses and limitations, you're concentrating on your abilities and power to make a difference in the world. One way to do this is to create a Hara focus statement. This is a simple phrase or sentence that summarizes what you want out of life. Write it down and read it daily. Here are some Hara focus statements of great achievers from history. Abraham Lincoln, free the slaves. Martin Luther King, bring equality, respect, and civil rights to all humans. Stephen Jobs, think different. When you have a Hara statement like these, a life-driving mission or purpose, liberate your energies and increase your motivation to reach your dreams. You plan better, work harder, and recover more quickly from setbacks. You learn that each setback or so-called failure that you experience on the way to your goal has within it the seed of a great benefit. Each lesson learned, each strength developed, will bring you one step closer to your purpose. Another important point is to utilize the Hara as your center point. In the East, the Hara is identified as a point of physical balance and equilibrium that you have within. From a psychological perspective, it can be seen as your emotional and spiritual point of balance, also known as your center point. This represents the balance or midpoint between different states of life and mind. Between arrogance and self-doubt, there is confidence. Between aggression and submission, there is self-respect. Between sadness and happiness, there is maturity. We need the center point, but we also need the two sides at either extreme. Without sadness, we wouldn't know what joy is. Without cold, we wouldn't appreciate the comfort of warmth. Without darkness, we wouldn't bask in the light. Without thirst, water wouldn't be so joyfully received. To live from the Hara, your centered self, is to stand in the middle of life, while extending yourself in both directions simultaneously. You feel compassion for the sadness of others. You feel the joy that others experience. You see where anger has its place. You see where peace can heal wounds. If you look at the other side of disappointment, you will find its opposite, fulfilled expectations. You see that if you have great expectations, you may have great disappointments, but also great fulfillments of your goals and desires. If you have small expectations, you may have little disappointments, but also little fulfillments. With the center point perspective, you see that each side has its advantages and disadvantages. You're able to have the best of both worlds as you stand in the middle and extend your energy toward both dimensions. One great advantage of living in the center point is that time ceases to have its powerful and fearful hold over you. You no longer have the thought that you're running out of time and have wasted your life. You recognize that the now, the present moment you're experiencing, is the midpoint between the before and the after. You see the beauty of the past and the hope of the future. And by maintaining your full awareness on the moment, you realize that you are the past and you are the future. This is true because your mind contains the remnants of the past as well as the seeds of the future. In between, you live fully in the present, the rich, beautiful moments of now. You're like the samurai warrior who is so centered that he senses anyone approaching him from all directions, even at a distance. To find your center, you need to be grounded in your Hara. You need to act from your gut, your intuition, doing the things that are right for you, whether they involve your relationships, finances, career, or personal issues. When you're grounded in your Hara, you're able to reclaim the hidden essence of you, the ugly, awkward, and disgusting parts, as well as the beautiful, gracious, and loving sides. By bringing home all the parts of yourself that you have projected onto the environment, you take ownership of who you really are. You become the ruler of your body, mind, and soul. Although there is great potential inside you right now, chances are you may have some kind of blockage, perhaps fear, regret, or self-doubt, that is preventing you from expressing your fullest and most powerful nature. Consider a therapy patient who is confused and torn between two parts of themselves. Part of them wants to be easygoing and loving toward others. The other side wants to be tough and caring, to stand up to the people who try to take advantage of them. To begin the process of healing, they need to fully identify with both parts of themselves, the easygoing and the tough. They can take turns playing the strong role and then the easygoing, pleasing persona in daily life situations. At times, they will practice speaking plainly and bluntly, stating what they want directly, using statements instead of questions, and maintaining a poker face and direct eye contact. Other times, they will smile more, be more pleasant and agreeable, and strive to achieve harmony in the interaction. Recognizing that each style has its unique advantages and disadvantages, the person will practice playing both roles, eventually entering into a rhythm of their own uniqueness. They can learn to be a people person when the occasion calls for it, or they can go against the prevailing opinion and speak their mind directly and bluntly when they need to. By allowing their inner polar opposites to exist, they restore their lost energy, which was misspent fighting external circumstances, such as trying to be liked or in charge of others. You can also benefit from this type of unity by deciding to integrate the different and opposing parts of your personality, shy and outgoing, tough-minded and sensitive, structured and spontaneous. When you do this, you will access your different strengths. You will become a more powerful and balanced person. Another important point is to refresh yourself in the energy pool. A good way to maintain Hara balance is to tap into the refreshment of the energy pool, the store of emotional energy you have for different tasks and life activities. Think of yourself as being surrounded by small pools of different specific energies: emotional, mental, sexual, social, and physical. Each day you draw from each pool as you feel the need. For example, you may draw on the pool of social energy to have a good time at a party, or you may use work energy to perform well on the job. To be a well-balanced, invincible person, the one who thrives despite adversity, has plenty of inner power to do what they wish. They recognize that to have sufficient energy pools, they need to have internal unity first. They need to think and act how they really feel. By doing this, they remove the psychological covers on the pools, and they have tremendous vitality at their disposal that was once previously contained. This invincible person recognizes that it's useless to try to create energy by artificial means like trying to be funny or likable at a social event. If they don't feel like doing so, it's only by being authentic that they will release sufficient energy based on the situation. You're an invincible person. You don't try to force the energy pools. When you're tired of doing a certain activity, it means you have temporarily used up that particular pool of energy. At this point, you can go along with the natural flow of things to a different activity, which calls upon another pool, permitting the previous one to refresh itself. For example, when you're tired of doing something mental, do something physical, such as exercising or cleaning the house. When you're tired of the physical, do something mental, perhaps crossword puzzles, reading, or thinking. When you're tired of entertainment that exhausts your emotions, partake in a soothing or relaxing activity. Take a walk in nature, play with animals or children, enjoy a warm bath. When you have run out of options and have nothing to turn to, draw from the pool of faith of inspiration from a higher source, or drink from the well of perseverance from your own soul. The key is to live a life of alternating effort and relaxation. You don't have to drive yourself hard all the time. It's okay to have a change of pace. There are times when you get weary, when you feel discouraged and futile, and there are times when you have a lot of energy. When you feel down, don't be discouraged. Set your work aside. Have a tasty snack, some entertainment, physical exercise, or social diversion. When you're refreshed, you can come back and have double the energy to pick up where you left off. The beautiful thing about the energy pool is that you don't need to think about changing activities. It happens by itself when the natural pool is exhausted. You just need to be aware of and follow the signal telling you to drop one activity and begin another. A hardworking business person can put aside their intense nature and goof off for a while without feeling lazy. An exhausted mom can take a break from the children and get herself a massage or facial without feeling guilty. As you spontaneously move from one activity to another in the energy pool of life, you will come to an amazing realization. You're letting your life be lived through you. You're no longer forcing things, trying to make people like you, or trying to capture elusive good luck in finances, health, or love. Instead, you're harmonizing and flowing with what life or reality has to offer. You're enjoying the beauty of the present moment. With this new way of living, you don't need luck, you are luck. And everything else you need: love, happiness, and success. As you start living from your Hara and your invincible mind, the part of you that rises above obstacles, you will see that true happiness has no beginning and no end. It is always there, ready for your realization. As you become a unified human being, your outer speech will reflect your inner self. You will find that you talk in a more relaxed, soothing, and clear tone of voice. It's true that your voice reveals your inner nature. The frightened person shows alarm in their speech. A critical person reveals their unkind nature in their words. In the same way, The inwardly composed person will be regal and gracious in their way of talking. As an exercise on a daily basis, notice your speech habits. Do you speak high, low, fast, slow, or staccato? Do you have filler words that you repeat often? You know, I mean, uh-huh. Do you wait patiently or impatiently for others to stop speaking? Try to maintain a calm, loving, and even temperament and vocal style centered in your Hara. Observe how your speech and mannerisms correspond to your united and balanced nature. When you walk into a room, strive to let your inner essence act for you. In everything you do, aim to represent your true self. Let your Hara be present. Let your Hara speak. This is the powerful and loving essence within you that handles every challenge perfectly. The lovely truth is that self-command dissolves all that is not your true self. Then you can be who you really are, a free and loving human being. So, loving university students, this week, your task is very important. To center yourself in the Hara means that you will embrace the nature of your center point, both the good, the bad, the beautiful, the not so beautiful parts of your personality. You will see that from darkness comes light, from fear comes love. And you will embrace all the different components of who you are and also what the world has to offer. At the same time, you will refresh yourself in the energy pool. You will change patterns, styles, activities. When part of you is tired and needs to refresh, when the intellectual is tired, you will do something physical. When the physical is exhausted, you will delve into spirituality. Pray, meditate, read a spiritual book. In this way, you will constantly be putting yourself in a state of harmony, where you are able to integrate all the parts of yourself. And finally, unify yourself. Unify your mind, your heart, your soul. Be your authentic true nature, the essence of who you are, your Hara. It's your intuition. It's your true self. And of course, when you do this, your love will flow outwardly, will flow inwardly, and will flow everywhere else. So love university students, go out this week. Live with self-acceptance. Love yourself, love others, and love the higher nature. And by the way, follow me on Instagram at Dr. Alex Avila. That's DrAlexAvila. And also follow me on the social media links below. And one more thing, to maximize your invincibility, make sure you pick up a copy of Invincible You, the book, on Amazon.com. And now the moment has arrived. Put away your notebooks, your iPads, your phones. Love University, class is now dismissed. This is Dr. Alex Avila.